Monday, 9th of October, 2023. Russian forces continued launching assaults in the Zaporizhia region. They reportedly organized localized offensive operations south of Huliaipol. Russian 64th Motorized Rifle Brigade advanced several hundred meters in a contested gray zone, 6 km southeast of Huliaipol. They reportedly attacked at the battalion level or less, indicating that these operations were likely tactical and aimed to draw and pin Ukrainian forces south of Huliaipol rather than further west in Zaporizhia Oblast. Ukrainian forces continued their offensive near Bakhmut. In the video from the fighters of the 1st Assault Battalion, the enemy opened fire and continued to cover the area with various types of weapons. Eventually, the armored vehicle carrying Ukrainian troops was hit. In the heat of the battle, soldiers regrouped, provided aid to the wounded, and took up positions to conduct a circular defense. Far from the front lines, the US Congress is discussing an annual aid package for Ukraine, amounting to $60 to $100 billion. Senators from both parties said that they see more sense in one large package than in several smaller ones. Tuesday, 10th of October, 2023. Russia launched a major offensive on Avdiivka. Another defining battle of the war began. Avdiivka is of strategic importance for the Russian Federation, as this city is actually the gateway to Donetsk, the main communication hub in the occupied territories. And in order to gain a foothold in the captured region, Putin needs to move the front line away from the region's capital. The densely built-up areas of Donetsk contribute to covert operations, the deployment of artillery in residential areas, and the covert operations of armored vehicles. Russia has concentrated a significant air force, which uses high-precision weapons and a large number of projectiles. By the end of the day, Ukrainian troops were reported to have successfully defended all of the critical positions. Russians, however, continued the pressure with a massive number of waves of heavy armored equipment, which indicated that they were prepared for a brutal fight. In another section, Mykolaiv paratroopers of the 79th Brigade stopped a powerful armored group of the Russian army near Novomikhailivka in the Donetsk region. With the help of kamikaze drones and artillery, paratroopers began to inflict fire damage on the enemy as they approached Ukrainian positions. Next, mine explosive barricades were launched, blowing up the armored vehicles. As a result, the enemy left 4 tanks, 4 BMPs, and an engineering demining installation at the battle site. At the same time, Zelensky arrived in Brussels for the 16th meeting in the Rammstein format. The meeting turned out to be productive, with Lloyd Austin announcing a new $200 million package of military aid to Ukraine. Wednesday, 11th of October, 2023. Russian forces continued their attacks towards Avdiivka after intensive artillery preparation on the battlefield. They managed to advance southwest of Avdiivka near Shverna and northwest of Avdiivka near Stepov. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that a grouping of up to 3 Russian battalions with tank and armored vehicle support intensified offensive operations. Footage showcasing the Avdiivka escalation began appearing on social media. In this video, you can see the work of the 53rd Assault Brigade. Artillery, together with kamikaze drones, destroyed a number of Russian armored combat vehicles. Ukrainian soldiers continued to show Russians that they were not going to let their plans play out. Thursday, 12th of October, 2023. The battle for Avdiivka was already dragging the military attention for 3 days, and Russia did not show any signs of withdrawing from the assault. Within 24 hours, soldiers of the Ukrainian SSO destroyed 8 units of heavy equipment and dozens of enemy troops. The whole scale of the horror of the battle can be seen in this night video showcasing the shelling of the Avdiivka. In any case, Russian forces did not manage to achieve any significant results in and around the city. To the south and southwest of Avdiivka, they did not advance far enough to capture the village of Shverna. In the north, at the same time, they couldn't find enough power to push through Ukrainian defenses and occupy Stepov. The attempt to establish full fire control over Road 0542 also failed. This all means that Russians did not manage to capture any positions that will be possible or worthy to defend, meaning that the pushback from Ukrainian forces is just a matter of time. OSINT analysts counted the number of destroyed Russian equipment in the area of Avdiivka. Based only on visual evidence, analysts managed to count 26 units of damaged and destroyed enemy equipment just on Thursday. Friday, 13th of October, 2023. The SBU, together with the Navy, attacked the cruise missile carrier Buyan and the ship Pavel Derzhavin, thanks to the experimental weaponry of naval drones. The details have not yet been disclosed, but it was noted that both vessels were hit by sea babies with experimental weapons. At the same time, North Korea continued strengthening its military collaboration with Russia. It was reported that Koreans provided the Russian Federation with more than 1,000 containers of military equipment and ammunition for use in Ukraine. The details of the deal between the two dictatorships still remain unclear. Saturday, 14th of October 2023. Russian troops continued to storm positions in the Avdiivka area, throwing a huge amount of equipment and manpower. But despite the massive attacks of the enemy, Ukrainian soldiers continued to hold the defense and mercilessly destroyed the enemy. Russian forces did not abandon attempts to advance from the southwest, and especially from the northeast of Avdiivka. Using the experience of the offensive campaign in Bakhmut, when due to control over the flanks, the enemy advanced at the cost of colossal losses. The Russian command tries to achieve the same results here. The massive scale of personnel losses does not seem to bother the commanders, who continue to treat their soldiers as disposable rubbish. In conclusion, during this week, Ukrainian forces have eliminated 4,260 personnel, 117 tanks, 211 APCs, 127 artillery systems, 3 MLRS, 75 UAVs of operational tactical level, and 4 anti-aircraft systems.